It's really something special to be here after 4 months. I don't know about you, but it feels special. I think the last time we stood here was on 12th of March for the last meeting. So first, good morning, everybody. Wonderful to see you here. This is the first in-person meeting of the UN Security Council since March 12th. The UN since then has done a great job in creating a virtual space for having virtual UN Security Council meetings, but virtual meetings cannot really replace in-person diplomacy. So in light of recent developments regarding the containment of COVID-19 in New York, UN Security Council together has decided to begin a gradual and phased shift toward in-person meetings here at the UN headquarters, of course, while ensuring all necessary health precautions. Safety of everyone involved is priority. We have a full agenda. In the morning we'll discuss 4 topics. We'll first adopt the annual UN Security Council report to the General Assembly that was assembled by our Russian partners. We will then adopt a resolution on youth, peace and security. Today, 1 in 4 youth is affected by violence and conflict, and it's important to recognize young people's contribution to inclusive and sustainable peace processes, especially the contribution of young women. With this resolution, which Germany strongly supports, the UN Security Council recognizes that this is not a topic at the sidelines. The UN Security Council should have that topic, youth, peace and security, regularly on its agenda. Then, Security Council will adopt the mandate renewal of UN mission to Hodeida. UNMA plays a very important role, building confidence on a regional level despite the current challenges. The mandate duration will be 12 months in comparison to 6 months as we had it before. It allows for better planning for the UN and the mission. And then we'll discuss the main topic today, which will be the peace process in Colombia. This is a testament of the Colombian people's courage and resolve to overcome decades of violence. Colombia and the peace process is a source of inspiration for all those working on settlements of conflicts around the world, Germany and the international community, and this is a topic where the Security Council is really united. You remember last year, the Security Council went to Colombia. The international community will continue to support Colombia on its path to sustainable peace. Challenges remain. Social leaders and human rights defenders are on the defensive, and we hear again and again of murders of social leaders, human rights defenders. They support the peace agreement. Indigenous and Afro-Colombian groups, women rights defenders, all of them continue to be at risk. We are very honored to have a human rights defender, Clemencia Carabali from Cauca, briefs the UN Security Council, make concrete recommendations on how better to protect vulnerable groups. We look also forward to the briefing of the SRSG, and we'll have virtually the Foreign Minister of Colombia, Claudia Blum, with us. And Germany, if I take my German hat, will encourage the Colombian government to react positively to the ELN's proposal for a 90-day bilateral ceasefire in response to the SG's appeal for a global ceasefire, which was endorsed by the Security Council. Then this afternoon we'll discuss the 81st monthly report on the implementation of UNSCR 2118. OPCW is still trying to account for gaps and inconsistencies in the initial declaration of Syria's CVs, CW arsenal, and we'll point to the OPCW, which has adopted a decision in reaction to the first IIT report, which clearly names responsibilities and calls for accountability. So that's today, a very busy day, and good Good to have you here. James, you were first. No, ladies first. Sorry.
Thank you. I was wondering, why did you choose Colombia for meeting in person? And do you plan any other meetings in person? And was there any opposition? Thank you.
We looked always first at the situation in New York. Where do we stand in the fight against COVID? And then we took this decision unanimously. We were all together with all 15 members, and we agreed that today, on a subject which actually where the UN Security Council is united, that this would be a right starting date. We'll continue to be very careful. I'll discuss with colleagues after the meetings their reactions and see to it that we'll have and see if we have further meetings here, which Germany as presidency would be in favor of. James.
So it was about a similar question. Do you see today's meeting as a trial run for these new arrangements, and are you hopeful that for the rest of the month, you've got another couple of weeks of your presidency, that you will at least have a few more of these in-person meetings?
This is, from my perspective, Germany, we should go gradually in this direction. We were pushing as a presidency for this. We have everybody on board. And now I want to see how colleagues react. We haven't made any concrete plans, but to give you a German response, yes, we would like to have a few more meetings before the end of our presidency here at the UN headquarters. Please.
Thank you, Ambassador. It's good to see you and everybody else in person. Mike, I have two questions. The first one is about any discussion about Iran arms ban. Is there anything going on? Is U.S. still pushing for extending after October? If you give us an update about that. And my second question is about Syria. You were disappointed about that not more crossing was open on Saturday. Clearly, that was not your proposal in the beginning. Especially for northeast Syria, it has a coalition presence, anti-ISIS coalition presence. Is the European countries and Germany planning to make up for the humanitarian aid that will be cut through the crossing in any way? Is there any plans like that to aid the people in northeast Syria? Thank you.
First, on the first question, you have to ask the U.S. ambassador. You'll see Kelly Craft has come here, and maybe you ask her on the plans with regard to the draft resolution. On the second issue, I've said everything that has to be said about the decision that was taken Saturday evening. Germany is among the largest donors. At the donor conference for this year, Germany pledged 1.6 billion. If everybody would do the same, there would be no problem. What do I want to say? I want to say that Germany, of course, is in the forefront of those who try to alleviate the burden of all the people suffering in Syria. I have to go because we start at 10, and we see with Katrin if we do something afterwards then as a result. Okay? Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.